We'll call the Ayer Board of Assessors meeting to order at 2:00 on the nose on Wednesday, May 5th, 2021. And first up, we have the agenda to approve.
I would make a
Have you had
motion that we, go ahead, John, sorry.
Oh, I just asked if you had a chance to read it, Ed.
Yeah, yes, I have, and I would suggest I make a motion that we accept the agenda as written.
The chair will second the motion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Chair says aye. The motion carries to accept the agenda. Next up, for our pleasure, is the March 24th, 2021 meeting minutes for review.
I have had a chance to read them. You have to also, John?
I thought they were a triumph in the minutes. And I personally had no changes or edits.
All right, then I make a motion that we accept the minutes of the March 24th Assessors meeting as written.
Let's see, the chair will second the motion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And the chair says aye. And let's see, I forgot, we have the executive session as well. Tom, can you remind me, do we need to go into executive session to approve? I don't think we do.
No, we go into the executive sessions with the applications because they're not a public record. And once you vote on the applications, we can release the executive session minutes. So just reading them in open session is, yeah. Otherwise, we go into executive session to record that, we approve the minutes. In executive session. We never get off the hamster wheel, I don't think so. But no,
Gotcha.
we don't need to. The fact that we've introduced them in public session makes them public minutes now anyway. So.
Okay. Let's see, then we didn't specify. So the chair will make a motion that we also approve the March 24th, 2021 executive session minutes.
I second the motion.
We have a motion, a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Chair says aye. That is approved.
Thank you. It's not a long agenda today, just a lot of usual items we deal with and some that we deal with just once a year. Agenda item 12 is an executive session. So we've got one more abatement application that we need to discuss in executive session. So once we motion to go into executive session, they're going to cut the video and we're going to deal with the abatement application, come out and adjourn as usual. So I think we're kind of used to this by now. This might be our last executive session for a while. So in any event, agenda item 4 is the FY22 revaluation update. And on page 5, let's make sure I'm not missing a page. I am not missing a page. I have 2 pages that we can that I've included in your packet so we can discuss this. The first one is page 5A in your packet. It's notification from the DLS gateway, essentially the Bureau of Local Assessment, telling us that our fiscal year 2022 work plan has been approved by a certification advisor. If you remember last time we met, we kind of discussed we have to submit a plan for the fiscal year 2022 revaluation. And the plan is submitted over the DLS gateway. And there's a little bit of back and forth with the DLS, but we actually have a plan that, if executed properly, should lead to the timely and successful completion of a revaluation program. So something always seems to go askew on these revaluations, but I think it's a pretty solid plan, and I really think it's going to make things go a lot smoother this year as far as gaining final certification.
Okay.
On page 5B, this is an actual, I downloaded and printed out a copy of the work plan that I submitted. And I know because of the Zoom meetings, communication isn't what it usually is between us, and it's difficult to have more than one meeting a month. But there are some items that I need to address with the board with respect to the work plan. Just starting out, our BLA field representative is Rebecca Boucher. I think she's from Shirley. She's going to be the one who's going to be auditing our revaluation for DLS. The next box on the form, it says certification. They just series of questions. What's your appraisal system? Ours is Tyler Tech. When was it installed? It's 2021. And they look for information on a cyclical inspection process, the process where we have to get into each and every property once every 10 years and just keep turning over data. The problem with the data collection cycle is COVID has thrown a big wrench into everybody's, not just the town of Ayer, everybody's data collection cycle. We've actually deferred the last couple of years between that and the desktop audit on the conversion. So going forward, I expect we'll be able to catch up to where we should be on that. And I don't think the DOR is coming down on cities and towns in that regard, because obviously what's been going on in the world the last couple of years.
Thomas, question.
Yes, sir.
In the column here, it says date full field review was completed. And the answer given was October 14 of 20.
Yep.
Full field review was completed?
Yep, that was the desktop review that we did. As part of the conversion, remember when they signed off on our conversion, we had to complete a full desktop audit, which is essentially a 100% electronic field review, which is actually the way you should be doing it, because if you're driving up and down every street with 3,000 property record cards and trying to identify inconsistencies, you wouldn't get too far. Obviously, you look for outliers in the data, and that's sort of the best way to attack.
It's funny,
things that just don't seem to fit.
I had a question on the same section. I actually had, under personal property, we listed the completion date as July of 2021. Is that supposed to be anticipated completion date?
That was the date where I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the actually that process has already begun last month. RRC real estate research consultants spent a couple of days in town doing personal property inspections, about 100 accounts, doing existing accounts and identifying new accounts. So what they're doing the last couple of weeks, along with the evaluation and review responsibilities, will make us fully in compliance as of July 1 of 21. So.
Gotcha.
Other than that, they obviously personal property, residential and the commercial, industrial, and personal property are all going to be done on the Tyler system, and personal property is going to be done on the RRC cloud system by them. So, and again, they've done their inspections, data collection, and all of that. And post July 1, they're going to do the valuation of the utility properties that we discussed, the 504 accounts, and the valuation of all accounts. So that, and ultimately, they'll give us a billing file for third and fourth quarter tax bills.
Just by way of information, John, when they RRC people do this update, as a rule, they charge us a certain fee for the work, and the result is that we get what, Tom, 5 times at least a return in the value that they pick up. So it's well worthwhile.
Well, just getting. I know there's a question of a town meeting about the $8,000 we're asking for the 504 appraisals. I mean, these are our largest taxpayers, and it's a requirement. It's not something we have an option to ignore. But the flip side is on average, these values are coming up 20% over the previous year with this new approach, which obviously would more than pay for the $8,000 that it's going to cost to get these appraisals. So sometimes you got to see the forest through the trees a little bit with this type of thing, but we're talking multi-million-dollar utility properties going up 20%. It's going to be significant tax revenue realized by the town going forward. Not just Ayer, just every town. This new approach is the result of fairly recent court decisions as far as they've redefined the approach that assessors should be using in valuing these type of properties. So, like I said, I don't want to get too bogged down on this, but the last, I guess the middle box, their program components. This is where things are really going to be a little bit different. I came here in 1997, and for every revaluation that we've done, I've done both the residential and commercial industrial valuations, and we've always contracted with real estate research for the personal property. Believe it or not, I'm probably in the twilight of my career. So, part of this reval is sort of putting a structure in place where there's continuity and there's transition to the next person who will be fortunate to sit in this chair for this town. But so what I tried to do when I put the budget together, when I try to do this plan, my feeling is finding a single person to do the entire revaluation is really not practical. Assessors don't do this anymore. Most of the residential and commercial industrial valuations are contracted out for cities and towns, and the assessors sort of serve as the office managers and obviously making sure exemptions, excise, CPA, maps, parcel splits, billing, and commitments, and all of that is done. So the job has grown tremendously. So going forward, the town of Ayer will have, if not a vendor doing the residential and the commercial industrial valuations, so definitely have someone doing the commercial industrial valuations. So I thought it might be a good time to sort of get that process in motion. So, my plan, and I did speak with the town manager about this, is sort of cut back a little bit on my time in Ayer. I'll still be here to do the residential valuation. I'll still be here to manage the revaluation. I'll still be here to do everything else that I do, but we're going to contract out for the commercial industrial valuation. So when the new person comes in, you've got a vendor in place who knows where the valuations came from on these high-end properties, who can defend the valuations on these high-end properties, and therefore you've got some not only continuity, you've also got a structure in place where you're going to be able to attract, a good assessor to this position, because most assessors, when they come in the door for an interview, they're going to ask, who does your commercial industrial valuation? And if you said Tom did it, that's probably not a good answer going forward. So kind of a dinosaur in this business, I'm afraid. And actually, the job has become so complex over the years that it's probably late doing this, actually going to the vendor for commercial industrial. But my recommendation to the town manager and obviously the board of assessors is that we start heading in that direction. So, and lastly, we have work schedule dates that I've agreed to. We're going to be doing sales analysis April through June, and that's primarily made with the residential properties. Verifying sales, putting together all the analysis, updating tables, and then June through August 15th, I'll be doing value generation, and then more review and reports and analysis. I already have that on there. Value review from the 16th through September 15th. The DOR is coming in here probably for a couple of weeks beginning September 20th at 21. And hopefully they're out of here. Not that I don't like them, but if they're out of here on time, that means we've done our job. They're out of here Columbus Day. And then between Columbus Day and And October 18th, we'll get preliminary certification so we can perform our public disclosure of the new assessments and hopefully set the tax rate classification hearing on November 30th. So I think it's a good plan. And, you know, I think it's certainly, I think we're going to be, when we come out of this revaluation, we're going to be in really good shape. We're going to have the state-of-the-art appraisal system in. We're going to have a revaluation done on the state-of-the-art appraisal system. And we've got a structure in place for the transition of the office down the road a year or two. So I think it's a pretty good plan.
I think so too, Tom. Yeah, so then we had the audit on IAS. Now we got, I guess the proof is in the pudding on this one.
Yeah. I'm having fun working with the new system. I've already started my end of it. And, you know, I think it's going to be fine. You know, I actually think after going through this year and a half audit process, I think our data especially on the commercial industrial properties has never been, you know, better. You know, it just great. The look is cleaner. Their cards are better. It's, you know, the data management within the modules is much easier. So I'm pretty happy with that.
Tom, very quick question.
Yes,
Under
sir.
the new mapping program, it talks about GIS. Yes, we use them integrated with CAMA. Yes. Then it says last updated. I mean, you have had updated sets of maps produced.
Yep, we update the maps annually. Did I not put
Last
that on there?
No.
New mapping.
I'm looking at last updated question mark with nothing beside it.
I must have left it off. Yeah, it's annual. That's something they look at, but we update the parcel maps annually. They're digital now.
What I thought.
I'm actually putting together the map changes, subdivisions, and new plans that were recorded at the registry from 2020 and 2021. You know, like that. You know, like for example, that one on Curly Circle on Littleton Road that you're seeing. How far down is that? Anyway, there's a 19 lot subdivision going in between like 50.
Yep.
No, it's on Littleton Road. It's between 52 Littleton and 54 Littleton. There's two houses that are part of this, and they're going in. They're in there now doing the site prep. They're going to put a cul-de-sac in there.
I think it's across from Shaker Hill Road when I mentioned Shaker Hill, Tom.
Yeah, it may be, Eddie. I'm just trying to picture it. I see it every day.
The name of the road.
Yeah. It's going to be Curly Circle.
Okay.
In any event, yeah, just we do that every year as a matter of course, because you know you can't your GIS data it can't be old. It's always going to be updated annually, or it becomes useless awfully fast. So, any questions on the revaluation?
No, I think it's a great plan, Tom.
Very good.
Thank you. Like I say, that's going to be a reoccurring agenda item for the next year, but I think, like I say, I think we got a good plan, and we'll have a successful result. Agenda item 5, agenda item 6, and agenda item 7 are all related to each other. This is once a year we have to do this. You know, the board votes on statutory exemptions every year. And you know, that's local. They're funded from our overlay, and they apply. We determine their eligibility, and the Board of Assessors votes. But once a year, usually after April 1, because April 1 is the annual filing deadline for statutory exemptions, the assessors have to submit to the DLS gateway these 3 reports: the paraplegic clause 22F report, the veterans exemptions report, and the MDM -1 report. And essentially they just sort of summarize all of the exemptions that were granted in the town during the current tax year. And most of these exemptions are either partially or 100% reimbursed by the state every year. So if you fail to upload these forms every year, you put your reimbursement at risk. So we need to make sure we do this once a year. The first one is the 22F paraplegic exemption. We don't have any this year, but the state requires that we submit this form and check off. There's a checkoff box that doesn't come off on the report. There's a checkoff box that we don't have any exemptions for this year. So no discussion there. I just submitted it and let them know we didn't have any. The next one is the veterans exemptions for 2021. These are the 22Es. We have about 22 of them. And I think it's 22 of them. And they're $1,000 a piece for the taxpayer. And you can see on that last column, we're reimbursed by the state $825 for every $1,000 exemption we grant, unless the applicant owns a two-family home, then it becomes just $325. Again, that's the law also. So
Thomas, what's that 22D single entry?
that's something that we posted just last week.
Surviving spouse.
Yeah, it's actually a 22D, and I talked to DOR about it. We had somebody who we granted a 22E to contact us and tell us that her spouse's death was a direct result of his military service. She provided documentation from the VA attesting to that.
Okay.
And I ran it by the DLS attorneys, and they concurred that the woman qualified for the exemption. And the clause 22D, this is our first one, is 100% exemption. So the entire tax bill is wiped out.
Thank you.
And the reimbursement amount is 100%, which is $4,708.62. So that was unique. Jackie and I spent a couple of weeks trying to straighten that out, chase that down, but it's legitimate, and it didn't require another vote because she applied for the exemption was granted, but technically it was the wrong exemption. It should have been the 22E, and I'm happy she brought it to our attention. Jacqueline and I both learned a lot about this, chasing it down, but I think the VA let her know that she may be entitled to some local tax relief as a result of their determination on her husband's death. So.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, Ed. And the last one is, last form I have for the board is the MDM-1. This is sort of the summary form. It kind of pulls from the other two forms that I gave you, and basically just lists the number of exemptions, how much we abated here, and what the state reimbursement is. We had 17 Ds, that's surviving spouse or seniors. We had 55 veterans total. That also includes the partially disabled veterans, which is a $400 exemption. Actually, veterans, A2E. Yeah, I think it's pulling the total for both of them. So, oh no, it isn't. I'm sorry. The 22 is the 400. We have 55 of those. We have 22 of the 22Es, which is the $1,000 one, and one 22D. So sorry about that. So that's 78. One blind exemption, 10 elderly exemptions, and I don't believe the elderly exemptions are reimbursed by the state. So you can see in the right-hand column that they're not. And it sums everything up, and we're reimbursed via the cherry sheets every year. So the reimbursement comes back on the cherry sheets, but these have been submitted. All I really need from the board is a motion to approve the forms as presented by the assessing administrator.
So moved.
We've got a motion, the chair seconds. All those in favor of approving the 3 forms as discussed this afternoon, please say aye.
Aye.
Chair says aye. That carries 2-0.
Thank you. Agenda item 8 is our monthly report for March 2001. I know I sound like a broken record. It's already in, but appreciate any input and
Everything
I
looked
think the most
fine
important-
here.
I think the
Sorry.
most important input is to congratulate Jacqueline.
Yes.
I know. How about that, huh?
Time flies. Wow, 6 years. Excellent job, Jackie.
Thank you.
Sounds like Jackie's in her office.
Yeah, she's next door, obviously. We're
Yeah.
still not sitting around the same monitor yet, but
Just getting ready for Cinco de Mayo. The chair will make a motion that we approve the March 2021 monthly report as presented.
Second the motion.
We've got a motion, a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And the chair says aye. That passes.
thank you. The next agenda item is number 9, approval of the March and April 2021 motor vehicle and trailer excise reports. So Jackie has reports for 2 months for you because we weren't able to get together like we had planned. I'm just going to make sure I get this right. Jackie, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but the first one is 3 pages, and that is the report for the month of March, right, Jackie? And she posted,
90 abatements.
yep, 90 abatements totaling $9,352.95.
Correct.
And she also, in the month of April, posted 18 abatements totaling $1,455.71. Busy couple of months
Yeah.
for excise. But if they look in order to the board, just a motion to approve both abatement reports.
Make a motion that we accept the report for the month of March and the month of April as presented, as recommended by the, go ahead, Tom. Assessing administrator, I was going to say.
The chair will second that motion for March and April. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
The chair says aye. The motion carries.
Thank you. I don't have any items of old business to bring up again. I don't know if the board has anything they'd like to revisit.
No, not me.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Eddie. All my items of new business are on the agenda, so I don't have any new business that is not listed on the agenda, so.
The only question I have under new business, Tom, is have you received any word on when folks will be back in town hall so we can catch up on signatures and such?
Where we're at now is it's by appointment only. So if you or Ed want to come to town hall, we can make an appointment. There's a designated area. It's disinfected and there's a time limit. There's actually an outdoor table that might make more
really?
sense given the weather's getting better. And yeah, just give me a heads up so I can make sure that I'm following all the rules and the protocols and given Chuck time to prepare the areas, make sure there's no conflict with anyone else who has an appointment. But yeah, that might be the best thing to do is just set up a time and come on down and we'll catch up on signatures. Like I say, I'm going to maybe check with DLS also on what forms require your actual signature. I know the abatement applications do. And what forms we can simply stamp based upon your approval in the minutes to sort of cut down the pile a little bit. But yeah, that's probably a great idea to make an appointment and get together and start going through this stuff.
Okay.
Mention to John how the election is being handled.
Oh, the election.
I'm writing you in, Ed.
Yeah.
Well, as the use of the hall.
It's nobody pulled papers for assessor, so it's a write-in campaign. So for interested parties. So
I meant the use of the hall, though. You people are not going in.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Ed.
Different issue. I didn't mean the.
Yeah, my understanding that the town election is May 11th, and because the voting will be in here, the town hall will be closed for business. We won't be here during the election, which makes a lot of sense, I think. But
Could I ask, though, along the direction of which I didn't intend to get into, what did Susan say about my continuation if such becomes a question?
I think I'll cross that bridge when we come to it, Eddie. But
It hasn't been crossed. Okay.
yeah, I'm just have to see how Tuesday shakes down, I guess. But you're on my list. Don't worry.
I have no problem again with short time, but 3 years,
I understand you've done us a great service this last year, Mr. Cornelia. I cannot ask any more from you. That it for new business, gentlemen?
That's my only question. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. The next item is our executive session.
Ready? I will make a motion to exit regular session for the purpose of entering executive session under Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A. At the conclusion of executive session, we'll rejoin regular session simply for the purpose of adjournment. I do believe we need a roll call vote. So what say you, Member Cornelia, for entering executive session?
Aye. Ed Cornelia, aye.
And the chair, John Combs, says aye. We are now in executive session.